All right, let's talk about something that sounds, well, a little backwards. We're going to dig into 10 habits that are, frankly, boring. But here's the secret. These are the quiet, everyday actions that will completely transform your life by 2026. No hype, just the stuff that actually works.
You know, we're always told to go out and find our motivation, right? To get inspired. But what if that's exactly the wrong way to think about it? What if that's the very thing keeping you stuck?
Because here it is. This is the big idea. Your future isn't built in some big, flashy moment of inspiration. It's built on the quiet, boring days. The days you don't feel like it, but you show up anyway. That's where the magic really happens.
So I want you to really think about this for a second. That person you want to be in a few years, they're not just a dream. They're being built right now by every small choice you make today. The only question is, what kind of future are you building?
This right here really lays it all out. On the left, you've got everything we're taught to chase, that sudden burst of motivation, that one big viral moment. But look at the right side. That's where the real power is. Consistency, quiet habits, small, everyday decisions. It's not sexy, but it's what actually works.
So let's talk about this motivation trap. It's this invisible script that so many of us follow. It's why we can have these huge, ambitious goals at the start of the year and then find ourselves in the exact same spot 12 months later.
And this is the absolute heart of the problem. Motivation feels great, but it's just an emotion. It comes and goes. And the moment it fades, our brain defaults to what's easy, to what's comfortable. We choose comfort over consistency. And that single choice, made over and over, is why so many of us stay stuck.
Okay, so if chasing motivation is the trap, how do we get out? Well, this is where we get into the uncomfortable, but also incredibly empowering truth about how real, lasting change happens.
Just let that sink in for a moment. The life you'll have in a few years isn't about some grand plan you'll start tomorrow. It's about the small, boring things. The things you either do today or you don't. That's it. That's the whole game. All right, enough theory, let's get practical. We're going to start with 5 foundational habits. Think of these like the concrete slab for a house. They're not exciting, but without them, anything else you try to build on top is just going to fall apart.
Now let's be clear, this is not about joining the 5 a.m. hustle club. The magic here is in the consistency. Waking up at the same time every single day, yep, even on weekends, gives your body a rhythm. It sets your internal clock, which means you get steady energy, better focus, and discipline becomes almost automatic. You're working with your biology, not against it.
This habit takes, 5 minutes? And it is an absolute game changer. Before you go to bed, you simply decide on the 3 most important things for tomorrow. That's it. So instead of waking up to chaos and reacting to emails, you wake up with a mission. You start your day with intention, not confusion.
Okay, this one might feel a little strange in our hyper-connected world. The key here is without distractions. No podcasts, no music, no phone calls. Just you and your thoughts. See, our brains almost never get a moment of true silence to just process. This walk is that moment. It's like a daily mental defrag for your mind.
Think about how much brain power you waste every day just figuring out what to eat. This habit gives you all that energy back. You find a few simple, healthy meals you like, and you just repeat them. It eliminates a ton of decision fatigue, stabilizes your energy, and frees up your willpower for the things that actually matter.
Now for a habit that rewires your entire relationship with money. Most people operate on the left. Get paid, spend money, and then maybe save whatever's left over. The powerful mindset is to flip that completely. You get paid, you save first, even a small amount, and then you learn to live on what's left. This isn't just about money. It's about training yourself in patience and discipline.
All right, so once that foundation is solid, we can move on to the next level. These next 5 habits are a little deeper. They're less about what you do and more about who you are actually becoming.
Let's start with the quiet power of compounding. And the goal is so small, it's almost laughable. Just read 10 pages of a book every day. That's it. It's so easy that your brain doesn't even put up a fight.
But that tiny little action, done every single day, well, it starts to add up. Over a year, those 10 pages become 3,650 pages of knowledge. And what does that mean? It means you're reading about 12 books a year, basically on autopilot. You are literally upgrading the software of your mind, how you think, how you solve problems, all from one tiny, boring habit.
Now this one is invisible. No one else will ever see it, but it might be the most powerful habit of them all.
Every time you say you're going to do something small and then you actually do it, you're building self-respect. You're teaching your brain that when you say something, you mean it. This is how you build real confidence. You stop needing motivation because you know you can trust yourself.
So many of us just drift through life on autopilot, week after week. This little 20-minute ritual is your steering wheel. Every week, you just sit down and ask yourself these 3 simple questions. It pulls you out of the passenger seat and puts you back in the driver's seat of your own life. You stop just letting life happen to you, and you start designing.
And finally, we've got 2 habits for building pure mental toughness. First, limit access to you. This isn't about being a jerk, it's about protecting your focus. You have to be the gatekeeper of your own time and energy. And second, do one hard thing every day. A little thing that makes you uncomfortable. This builds resilience, so when the really big challenges show up, you're ready for them.
So, you do all these small, boring things, day in and day out. What does it all add up to? What's the actual result of all this quiet work?
This timeline really shows you how it all connects. It starts today with these tiny, almost unnoticeable actions. Pretty soon, that discipline starts to feel automatic. As you keep showing up for yourself, you build this deep, unshakable self-trust. And then, by 2026, a new version of you emerges. Not overnight, but through thousands of these small, consistent, boring decisions. So, I'll leave you with this last thought to chew on. Imagine that future version of yourself, the one that exists in 2026. They're watching you right now. They're hoping you make the choice to do the boring work today. So, what are you going to show them?